The Philippines is looking for new fighter jets to strengthen air defenses and defend their borders. 1-for-1 is chosen. 1. A senior Philippine Air Force official presented a briefing slide about fighter jets to be evaluated. The four were Typhoon Eurofighter, Lockheed Martin F-16 Fighting Falcon, Sukhoi Su-30 Flanker, and Saab Gripen. One of these fighter jets will become the new Philippine Air Force, which is currently filled by the FA-50PH Fighting Eagle light jet fleet built by Korean Aerospace Industries (KAI). Under Chatham House regulations, the official reported that Jane noted that the memorandum of acquisition had been signed at the level of the Ministry of National Defense and that government funds to launch the project were expected to be disbursed by 2020. Let's get to know 1-by-1 fighter jets that are included in the Philippines Air Force purchase radar. Before proceeding, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and press the bell button so as not to miss the news updates about the military. 1. Sukhoi Su-30 Flanker. The Sukhoi Su-30 Flanker is a fighter aircraft developed by Russia's Sukhoi in 1996. This aircraft is a multifunctional fighter aircraft, which is effectively used as a ground attack aircraft. This aircraft can be compared to the FA-18E, F Super Hornet and F-15E Strike Eagle from the United States. This aircraft is a development of the Su-27 and has several variants. The Su-30K and Su-30MK series have been commercially successful. These variants are produced by KANE-APO and Irkut, which are subsidiaries of the Sukhoi Group. KANE-APO produces Su-30MKK and Su-30MK2, which are designed and sold to China. The most recent Su-30 is the Su-30MK series made by Irkut. These include the Su-30MKI, which is a plane developed specifically for the Indian Air Force, as well as MKM for Malaysia and MKA for Algeria. The specialty of the Su-30 Flanker is, for the first time in the world, the production of aircraft that have engines with T-thrust vector control L31FP, developed by RDC after being named a Liulka, an integrated remote control system in a single-loop control. Taken together, these renders of the Su-30MKI are very agile in maneuvering. For the first time in the history of the Design Bureau, aircraft equipped with large-scale avionics were integrated with the foreign and domestic systems of origin. The Su-30MKI has an international avionics portfolio, because it does not include the system in 14 units created by foreign companies from 6 countries in the world. For the first time in the world, a production aircraft has a radar with PAA bar, developed by the Scientific Instrumentation Research Institute of Technology. In addition, the aircraft has a new ejection seat K360-3.5, and other innovations from the original domestic system. The ADU lineup has been significantly improved by the addition of RVVI guided missile KH-29LT, Type KH-31A-P, KH-59M air-to-ground missiles, and CAB-500 and CAB-1500 guided bombs. The Su-30 Flanker in Russian history for the first time has a program in history showcased the new model for military technical cooperation, including all types of long-term cooperation currently carried out in the world. Two. Lockheed Martin F-16 Fighting Falcon. F-16 Fighting Falcon is a single-engine supersonic multi-role fighter aircraft originally developed by General Dynamics for the United States Air Force (USAF). Designed as an air superiority day fighter, it evolved into a successful all-weather multi-role aircraft. Over 4,600 aircraft have been built since production was approved in 1976. Although no longer being purchased by the U.S. Air Force, improved versions are being built for export customers. In 1993, General Dynamics sold its aircraft manufacturing business to the Lockheed Corporation, which in turn became part of Lockheed Martin after a 1995 merger with Martin Marietta. The Fighting Falcon's key features include a frameless bubble canopy for better visibility, side-mounted control stick to ease control while maneuvering, an ejection seat reclined 30 degrees from vertical to reduce the effect of G-forces on the pilot, and the first use of a relaxed static stability fly-by-wire flight control system which helps to make it an agile aircraft. The F-16 has an internal M61 Vulcan cannon in 11 locations for mounting weapons and other mission equipment. The F-16's official name is Fighting Falcon, but Viper is commonly used by its pilots and crews, due to a perceived resemblance to a Viper snake as well as the colonial Viper starfighter on Battlestar Galactica, which aired at the time the F-16 entered service. In addition to active duty in the U.S. Air Force Reserve Command, and Air National Guard units, the aircraft is also used by the USAF Aerial Demonstration Team, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds, and is an aggressor aircraft by the United States Navy. The F-16 has also been procured to serve in the air forces of 25 other nations. As of 2015, it is the world's most numerous fixed-wing aircraft in military service. The F-16 was designed to be relatively inexpensive to build and simpler to maintain than earlier generation fighters. The airframe is built with about 80% aviation-grade aluminum alloys, 8% steel, 3% composites, and 1.5% titanium. The leading-edge flaps, stabilators, and ventral fins make use of bonded aluminum honeycomb structures and graphite epoxy lamination coatings. The number of lubrication points, fuel line connections, and replaceable modules is significantly lower than preceding fighters. 80% of the access panels can be accessed without stands. The air intake was placed so it was rearward of the nose but forward enough to minimize airflow losses and reduce aerodynamic drag. Although the LWF program called for a structural life of 4,000 flight hours capable of achieving 7.33 grams with 80% internal fuel, GD's engineers decided to design the F-16's airframe life for 8,000 hours and for 9G maneuvers on full internal fuel. This proved advantageous when the aircraft's mission changed from solely air-to-air combat to multi-role operations. Changes in operational use and additional systems have increased weight, necessitating multiple structural strengthening programs. Early F-16s could be armed with up to 6 AIM-9 Sidewinder heat-seeking short-range air-to-air missiles (AAM) by employing rail launchers on each wingtip, as well as radar-guided AIM-7 Sparrow medium-range AAMs in a weapons mix. More recent versions support the AIM-120 MROM. The aircraft can carry various other AAMs, a wide variety of air-to-ground missiles, rockets or bombs, electronic countermeasures (ECM), navigation, targeting or weapons pods, and fuel tanks on 9 hardpoints, 6 under the wings, 2 on wingtips, and 1 under the fuselage. 2 other locations under the fuselage are available for sensor or radar pods. The F-16 carries a 20mm (0.787 in M61A1 Vulcan cannon for close-range aerial combat and strafing. The 20mm cannon is mounted inside the fuselage to the left of the cockpit. 3. Typhoon Eurofighter. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a twin-engine, Canard delta-wing, multi-role fighter. The Typhoon was designed originally as an air superiority fighter and is manufactured by a consortium of Airbus Space Systems and Leonardo that conducts the majority of the project through a joint holding company, Eurofighter Jagdflugzeug GmbH. NATO Eurofighter and Tornado Management Agency manages the project and is the prime customer. The aircraft's development effectively began in 1983 with the Future European Fighter Aircraft Program, a multinational collaboration among the UK, Germany, France, Italy and Spain. Disagreements over design authority and operational requirements led France to leave the consortium to develop the Dassault Rafale independently, a technology demonstration aircraft. The British Aerospace EAP first flew on the 6th of August 1986. The first prototype of the finalized Eurofighter made its first flight on the 27th of March 1994. The aircraft's name, Typhoon, was adopted in September 1998, and the first production contracts were also signed that year. The Typhoon entered operational service in 2003 and is now in service with the Air Forces of Austria, Italy, Germany, the United Kingdom, Spain, Saudi Arabia and Oman. Kuwait and Qatar have also ordered the aircraft, bringing the procurement total to 623 aircraft as of 2019. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a highly agile aircraft designed to be a supremely effective dogfighter in combat. Later production aircraft have been increasingly better equipped to undertake air-to-surface strike missions and to be compatible with an increasing number of different armaments and equipment, including Storm Shadow and Brimstone missiles. The Eurofighter Typhoon is fitted with two Eurojet EJ200 engines, each capable of providing up to 60 kilonewtons, 13,500 lbf of dry thrust, and greater than 90 kilonewtons, 20,230 lbf with afterburners. Using the GWR setting, dry thrust increases by 15% to 69 kilonewtons per engine, and afterburners by 5% to 95 kilonewtons per engine, and for a few seconds up to 102 kilonewtons thrust without damaging the engine. The EJ200 engine combines the leading technologies from each of the four European companies, using advanced digital control and health monitoring, wide-chord airfoils and single-crystal turbine blades, and a convergent-divergent exhaust nozzle to give high thrust-to-weight ratio, multi-mission capability, super cruise performance, low fuel consumption, low cost of ownership, modular construction, and growth potential. The Typhoon is capable of supersonic cruise without using afterburners, referred to as super cruise. Air Forces Monthly gives a maximum supercruise speed of Mach 1.1 for the RAF FGR-4 multi-role version. However, in a Singaporean evaluation, the Typhoon managed to supercruise at Mach 1.21 on a hot day with a combat load. Eurofighter states that the Typhoon can supercruise at Mach 1.5. As with the F-22, the Eurofighter can launch weapons while under supercruise to extend their ranges via this running start. In 2007, the EJ200 engine had accumulated 50,000 engine flying hours in service with the four-nation air forces, Germany, UK, Spain and Italy. The EJ200 engine has the potential to be fitted with a thrust vectoring control (TVC) nozzle, which the Eurofighter and Eurojet consortium have been actively developing and testing, primarily for export but also for future upgrades of the fleet. TVC could reduce fuel burn on a typical Typhoon mission by up to 5%, as well as increase available thrust in supercruise by up to 7% and takeoff thrust by 2%. Clemens Linden, Eurojet Turbo GmbH CEO, speaking at the 2018 Farnborough International Air Show, said 15% more thrust would allow pilots to operate with a heavily loaded aircraft in the battle space with the same performance levels as they have today. The technology insertion also provides more persistence, giving aircraft longer range or longer loitering time. To achieve more thrust, we would increase the airflow and pressure ratios of the high and low pressure compressors and run higher temperatures in the turbines by using the latest generation single crystal turbine blade materials. And with higher aerodynamic efficiencies, we can achieve a lower fuel burn. A third area of improvement would be the engine exhaust nozzle, which would be upgraded with the installation of a two-parametric version, allowing independent and optimized adjustment of the throat and exit area at all flight conditions, providing fuel burn advantages. The technologies for the different components are at a technology readiness level of between 7 and 9. The nozzle has been at ITP in Spain on a testbed for 400 hours. The Typhoon is a multi-role fighter with maturing air-to-ground capabilities. The initial absence of air-to-ground capability is believed to have been a factor in the type's rejection from Singapore's fighter competition in 2005. At the time, it was claimed that Singapore was concerned about the delivery time scale and the ability of the Eurofighter partner nations to fund the required capability packages. Tranche 1 aircraft could drop laser-guided bombs in conjunction with third-party designators, but the anticipated deployment of Typhoon to Afghanistan meant that the UK required self-contained bombing capabilities before the other partners. In 2006, the UK embarked on the £73 million change proposal 193 CP193 to give an austere air-to-surface capability using GBU-16 Paveway 2 and Rafael Ultra-Electronics Lightning III laser designator for Tranche 1 Block 5 aircraft. Aircraft with this upgrade were designated Typhoon FGR-4 by the RAF. The Typhoon also carries a specially developed variant of the Mauser UK 27mm cannon that was developed originally for the Panavia Tornado. This is a single-barrel, electrically fired, gas-operated revolver cannon with a new linkless feed system is located in the starboard wing root and is capable of firing up to 1,700 rounds per minute. There was a proposal on cost grounds in 1999 to limit UK gun armament fit to the first 53 Batch 1 aircraft and not used operationally, but this decision was reversed in 2006. Saab Gripen. Saab Gripen is a supersonic fighter aircraft from Sweden produced by Saab. This aircraft was sold by the Gripen International Company, a joint venture between Saab and BAE Systems. Gripen fighter jets are the result of joint development between Saab Military Aircraft, Ericsson Microwave Systems, Volvo Aero Corporation and Celsius Aerotech. This aircraft is included in the type of fourth-generation multi-role fighter aircraft. Gripen fighter jets combine new capabilities in software-controlled avionics, modern materials, more sophisticated aerodynamic designs, and engines with fully integrated systems, and the result is truly a fighter aircraft with multi-role specifications. The Gripen fighter jet is the first Swedish production aircraft that can be used for interception, ground attack and reconnaissance missions. In designing this aircraft, Saab chose an unstable canard design. Canards provide high pitch and low resistance, allowing the aircraft to fly faster, farther and carry more payload. The combination of the delta wing and canard gives Gripen a better performance in terms of flying and taking off and landing characters. Avionics, which is fully integrated, makes this aircraft capable of programming. This aircraft also has an internal electronic warfare device, making it capable of carrying maximum loads without reducing its electronic warfare capabilities. The desired ability to grip from the start is to be able to take off from the runway as long as 800 meters. At the beginning of this project, all flights made from the Saab runway at Linköping used references to the 9 meters x 800 meters square painted on the runway. The braking distance is also shortened by enlarging the air brake using surface controls to push the plane down, making the brakes press harder down, and the next step is turning the canard forward. Turning the canard into a large air brake to push the plane down further. One of Gripen's interesting abilities is his ability to land on public roads, which is one of Sweden's defense strategies. After landing, the aircraft can be refilled and armed again in 10 minutes by 5-round crews operating from a truck. Then Gripen flies back to carry out its mission. For the long term, Saab is considering using newer engines, such as General Electric F414 or the vector thrust version of the EJ200 Eurofighter Typhoon engine, and additional fuel tanks or aircraft that are extended for longer mileage. Gripen uses the PSO-5, a pulse Doppler radar, made by Ericsson and GEC Marconi, and is based on the Blue Vixen Sea Harrier radar, which also inspired the Typhoon Eurofighter radar. This radar is able to detect, track locations, identify and automatically track various targets above and below the aircraft, land and sea air, in all weather conditions. Gripen is compatible with a number of different armaments, outside the 27mm cannon Mauser Bk-27 single aircraft, eliminated in the two-seat variant, including air-to-air missiles such as AIM-9 Sidewinder, air-to-ground missiles such as AGM-65 Maverick, and anti-ship missiles such as RBS-15. In 2010, the Swedish Air Force Gripen fleet completed the MS-19 upgrade process, allowing compatibility with a variety of weapons including the MBDA Meteor long-range missile, IRIS-T short-range missiles and the GBU-49 laser-guided bomb. In flight, Gripen is usually able to carry 6,500 kilograms (14,330 pounds) of various weapons and equipment. Equipment includes an external pod sensor for reconnaissance and target designation, such as the Rafael Lightning Targeting Pod, Saab Modular Reconnaissance System, or Digital Reconnaissance Pod Thales. Gripen has a sophisticated and integrated electronic warfare series, which is able to operate in passive mode that cannot be detected or to actively block enemy radars. Missile Approach Warning System passively detects and tracks incoming missiles. In November 2013, it was announced that Saab would be the first to offer an active jammer that could be spent by Bright Cloud developed by Celix.